Hey YouTube, this is Robinats1 here, and I'm here to do a review for The Red Hood. So, this episode was pretty interesting. My theory in regarding the Wayne Enterprises plot and how that linked in with Red Hood has proven to be false. Which sort of then does make the Red Hood gang a bit generic. Like they just existed out of the blue because some idea came up with the crazy concept. But there were elements to this episode that were actually really, really interesting. So here's what you're basically looking at in this episode. You have the stuff going on with the Red Hood. You have stuff going on with Penguin in regards to his bar. You have stuff going on with Barbara. And you also have an interesting backstory into Alfred's past. So let's start out with that Alfred aspect. The Alfred has been revealed that he is an ex-soldier and was enrolled in special forces. And basically Alfred meets an old friend, an old war buddy, who's basically living it rough in Gotham. He's lost his house, he's lost his wife, he's just really, really run down. And Bruce and Alfred take him on. And we basically see what Alfred was like prior to meeting the Waynes. And what I really, really like about this aspect was Alfred clearly has a lot of demons inside him, but it's Bruce Wayne that sort of ignites a spark of hope in him, which I really like, because that's what Bruce will go on to kind of do for Gotham. Yes, he strikes fear into the heart of criminals, but Bruce Wayne in say, Justice League is one of the symbols of hope. That inspires the people of Gotham. And that's what I really, really like. And we can also see Bruce Wayne really looking up to Alfred more and more in this episode. Like, he can sort of appreciate Alfred's demons. And we also get a sort of hint that maybe Alfred is holding Bruce back a little. And now that we have this backstory, we can sort of see why Alfred is holding Bruce back. Now, what this will mean moving forward is an interesting question, because is the fact that Alfred isn't pushing Bruce enough, will that be the reason why Bruce leaves Gotham to go and spend like 7 years training? Or will Alfred actually be the one who will predominantly train Bruce, like we see in Batman Earth 1? I would personally like it more if they took that training aspect and basically had Alfred be his first mentor. And have him teach him all that boxing and all of that war stuff. So that when Bruce is finally at an age where we can buy the fact that he's going out travelling, that's what he does. There's some very interesting stuff happening with the Wayne Enterprises. I'm not sure if it is actually called Wayne Enterprises in Gotham. It might be Wayne Industries, but I'm just going to call it Wayne Enterprises. There's definitely something very interesting going on with the Wayne Enterprises. We're evident, because the Red Hood gang has been revealed that the Red Hood gang and the stuff going on in... I'm drawing a blank. And the stuff that the Red Hood gang and the stuff going on with Wayne Enterprises are clearly two separate things. So I'm very interested to find out what this Wayne Enterprises plot ends up becoming. Another interesting element to this episode had definitely got to be the Red Hood gang stuff. I like the idea that more and more we are getting these mental characters who have the possibility of becoming more than we think. We're seeing different origins for different characters. I was a bit afraid coming into this episode that we would have too many Joker plots. That we would have, that we were just rushing another villain. And it turns out this is just another what if that character's Joker idea. Because basically the red mask symbolises the anarchy. Whereas Batman symbolises control and hope. This Red Hood mask symbolises anarchy. And that idea is really played into the forefront of this episode. Like this organised crew basically really just descend into total chaos, because of this mask, and the mask is empowering them to do these crazy acts. And we also get a hint of a Joker, but this version is clearly very different to the one that we saw last episode. So we are getting different variations of the Joker, which we were promised which we were promised. The show writer did say he would not do the straight up Joker, but we would guess who the Joker was, and I really like that idea. And it should be interesting to see if that kid that picked up the mask ends up becoming Leader 1 in the future, and whether the Red Hood gang actually escalates. We do get the Dulmacher in this episode, not in actual form, but we do get a reference to him, and a confirmation that where where Fish is the Dulmacher's operation. And the scenes that Fish Mooney was in were really, really good. Jade Smith played her role really well in this episode, because it's the first time this character has never felt fear. It's the first time this character has ever felt genuine fear. And she does something in this episode that was really, really shocking, but really spoke to what Jade was trying to prevent. And I really, really liked that. When Jade did that moment in the episode, and if you've watched the episode, you'll know what I'm talking about. But when she does that moment, her acting was just really, really good. The Penguin stuff was meh. The Barbara stuff was meh. The one thing I will say was good was the interaction between Barbara and Selena. And do you know why it was good? Because Selena actually stood up to Barbara and actually said, because the two were talking about physical appearance. And what I really, really liked about what Selena said was that, what has your appearance ever done to you? And I really, really liked that, because Barbara in this show has only been eye candy and drama. Barbara has yet to show, and yes, this is another Barbara rant, but Barbara has yet to show any real point to her. And what I really, really liked about Selena was that she basically stated, it's not all about appearance, It's not all about being beautiful. There's a lot more to life than just being beautiful. And I really, really liked that. Because in reality, other than the Halle Berry version, Selena Kyle, in both comics and in the movies, has all, again, other than the Halle Berry version, has always managed to look classy and sexy, which is very much a cat way of thinking. And yeah, I've mentioned the Bruce Wayne stuff, but I'll mention again just in case. I really liked knowing Alfred's backstory. And forgive me if I have mentioned this, because I can't remember. I really liked Alfred's backstory. Yes, I have. But I really liked Alfred's backstory. And I also really liked how Bruce Wayne looks up to Alfred. So, very good episode. Really looking forward to the next one. See you all very, very soon. Obviously, we don't have Flash next tomorrow. So, I may try and get a comic book review up, possibly, maybe. If not, Arrow is back on Thursday, so stay tuned for that. I'm Robin, that's one here, and I shall see you all later for another Gotham review. Bye.